What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the after credit scene. We're talking forecast and prediction for episode 5 of Agatha All Along. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so when we drop new content, you'll be the first one to know about it. Then share this video all across the multiverse. I've got a lot of strong predictions here this week. There's a lot of directions the show could go, so this may be the one where I flop pretty massively. But let's see. I'm curious to hear your theories in the comments below. Tell me what you think about some different things. We had some people translate the Latin from last episode through Google Translate and found out kind of what was going on there with when the summoning of the Green Witch happened and all those kind of things. So if you want to go back and watch some of that and find out what all that was about, feel free. But given some of that and some of the different little sneak peeks and things that I've seen, this is kind of where my head's at, and I'm kind of confident in these only because there's really not much other place they can go, I think. And given other MCU shows, I think this is what we're going to get. So let's get right into it. About 90% certain here, we are overdue for some heavy backstory. We've had a couple of episodes where I thought we were going to get some backstory, some conversation about each of the different witches as we move forward, and we've got little pieces of it. We got a little more about Lorna Wu's character and her daughter and the curse that was on her, all those different things. We got some of that, but not nearly as much depth as I thought we'd get. It was really centered around some of those things. There was some back and forth between Agatha and Rio, but not really enough to give us some context for what's going on. And so when I say heavy backstory, I mean more than just some little tidbits. I think we're going to keep getting that in as the puzzles and the challenges go along, because I think the road is designed to help this coven grow together, not just for you to survive so you get power, but to help you grow a coven, because witches together are stronger. That's some of the things that are going on there, you know, the family you always had, that kind of thing. So, flashbacks, some longer dialogue segments where there's just some narration and some things going on. I think we're really going to get some of that. Given some of the shots that we've seen in some trailers and other things, I think that the Salem 7 have to be coming. They showed up in episode 2. They have not showed up again since. We've gone 2 full episodes without them. No mention of them, no little pieces of them, no hints of them. And given some of the things that were in some of the pre-trailers and different scenes, those Salem witches are on the Witches Road somehow. And I think before we get to the next challenge, they're going to have to contend with the Salem 7. I'm giving that 100% probability because I think it's just been too long. And I think they need some kind of challenge that is not one of the witches' challenges. I think this is going to be the episode that stretches out the show. You have this extra episode in there for a purpose, either episode 5 or episode 6. I'm going a little earlier, episode 5. Because I think we're going to get some kind of other unlocked mystery. They've beaten around the bush and pushed down the teen's whereabouts, where he came from. They've pushed aside a little bit of the Agatha story with her and Rio. When I say pushed aside, they have mentioned it, but they've pushed it down the road a little bit, and it's been these little one-offs, these little one-liners, these little bits and pieces. Oh, Agatha, he's not your son. Oh, you know, and that was the biggest thing you got in episode 4. These little pieces that I think you're able to fill your dartboard with, but nothing that is, that's who it is, this is where it's going, I'm ready for the big reveal. Something else is coming. I'm going 100% on this just because of storytelling. I think episode 5 needs to propel you into the back half of the series, into 6, 7, 8, 9. I think something's got to happen to make everybody go, this is still worth watching. If you get something procedural again, without some kind of big reveal, without some kind of bigger challenge where things go wrong, it's going to feel a little stale, it's going to feel procedural, and people are going to lose interest. And storytelling-wise, I think there's enough room here to give a big jolt in the middle that kind of changes what these witches are out for and what's going on. Maybe it's something that ostracizes Agatha. Maybe it's some kind of manipulation with Rio and her green witch status and all those kind of things. Either way, I think there's some kind of big mystery coming that's going to get dealt with here. Maybe they even deal with the Salem 7, or maybe you find out why the Salem 7 are coming after her, and that's your big reveal. Maybe all these things are connected here, which is why this is the storyline I'm going with and why I'm so sure of it. That's where I'm putting all my eggs, so to speak. I think this episode is going to be Green Witch heavy. I can't prove that. I'm about 70% sure. Only reason I really say that, and it may not really have anything to do with this, is because you spent 2 episodes without Rio, without Aubrey Plaza. You got little pieces of her, and the scene she was in was electric. But she kind of came along as a supporting character in the midst of a story that was already going on. And now I think you're going to have some time to really integrate her into this coven, because she's still kind of an outsider. So what happens there? I think all of this stuff happens on the road. And maybe the episode ends with either a big revelation or with them finding the next challenge, and you know what it is. Now, but just by what it looks like. Now, I could be completely wrong. This could be the episode where we get the characters all look like, or dressed up like characters from The Wizard of Oz, and we get some big reveal there. I think they're saving that for episode 6. I think episode 5 is going to be some big turn. Episode 6 is going to be another challenge on the road, but it's going to be a really fun one like that, so that if they win people over with episode 5, or they win people back to the show, episode 6 is going to have that big pop that you're looking for, and then 7, 8, 9 can kind of go back into the finale of the story, so to speak. I say that to say I'm leaning heavily into this narrative, so I don't think there's going to be a third challenge this episode. I don't think they're going to go further down the witch's road. I think they're just going to kind of be stuck there, and something else may happen. My mystery here, and this is where I'm kind of like, we've gotten bits and pieces of everybody's story, but everything's still kind of surface level. Somebody else here needs a big secret. Maybe it's the true identity of Rio. Maybe it's, why did the teen find Agatha to begin with? It couldn't have just been, well, she's the most powerful witch I've known of. There's something there that's still not filling all the blanks and piecing everything together, and I think there's something coming here. It could be some kind of big mystery that's unlocked. Maybe this is maybe the big secret of some kind. Something that connects these things in a way that really makes this episode, so to speak, that really kind of adds to the narrative in a way that just progressing down the witch's road isn't, or progressing down the witch's road is getting them closer to this end. But there's something else here. I think this is the episode, this is the time in the story where you introduce some other big thing. And I think all of these things might work together. I think this episode, in terms of Marvel shows, episode 4, episode 5, if it's a longer series, maybe episode 6, but I'm going episode 5, is where you get some kind of big pull, some kind of very climactic moment that you've been building towards. Here's something, and then it changes the game moving forward. There's either somebody gets hurt, somebody leaves, somebody is not what you thought they were. They have to start over. Something, even if it's a flashback, something that changes the way you look at a character or changes the story in a way. It feels like a really good plot point and plot device to use in this spot. And maybe I could just be grasping at straws here, looking for some things. But I really feel like we're headed towards something else and not just another step on the road. Again, Easter egg heavy. I'm playing into some of these Easter egg clues and some of these things that have been going on. They have to contend with the road itself and not just the challenges. And they haven't really done that or done that with each other yet. And I think this might be the time where the road or the coven or the group of people throw some kind of twist in there that changes it. And if you do a little thought exercise and pretend like the road is the writers who are taking you on this journey, then this would be the time where the road throws a curveball. This would be the time where, as viewers, we get something that we weren't really thinking about before, or we have a moment to just stop and play into the characters a little bit, and that makes the story deeper moving into the last half of it. So I'm trying to be positive about some of these things here because I think if I'm going to go this direction, I really got to lean heavily into it. But I'm willing to also say I could be very, very wrong. We'll see. Historically, I've very rarely been way, way off, but there's first time for everything. Curious what you guys think about it. Please add your thoughts in the comments below. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Share it all over the place so we can grow to larger numbers and have a bigger conversation. And check out some of this other content we have. We got a whole lot of things you can sink your teeth into. And as always, guys, when the next one drops, we'll catch you right back here. Later.